Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good day, and good night to everybody out there. I hope everybody has had a lovely day, whatever they've been doing, even if it's been sleeping, which mood. I wish I was sleeping. I am always tired. Sleepy. Too much university stuff going on. I've spent most of today doing homework. And when I say most of the day, I mean the last, 20 minutes. Because I spent the rest of the day doing nothing? Not totally clear what I was doing at that point. Anyway, so before I actually begin... Oh! The raid! Everybody! Hello! You've missed nothing, I promise. Thank you very much for the raid, Siobhan. Welcome, lovely raiders. Before I begin with the world building proper, I have some thank yous are in order. Some thank yous are very, very much in order because a lot of people have been following. So I'd like to thank, first of all, it doesn't matter if you're here or not, I love you anyway. I'd like to thank Kahuna the Elder, Karen J. Fox, Coffee Quills, Pie Paints, Kitoi Poi, and World Anvil Radio for following. I'd like to thank Siobhan for raiding and World Anvil for the host. And I'd like to thank everybody who's here, regardless of whether I just said your name or not. I'd like to thank you all very, very much for being a part of the channel and for helping me get to 50 followers. Because I wasn't expecting that to happen at any point, so now we're affiliate. I don't have any emotes yet because I plan to make them myself at some point and I'm a bit busy. I'm not a notes now because the plan is a cunning plan is that, so I'm going to dedicate the remaining streams of July to summer camp, and then the very first stream of August, which because I'm not streaming on the Saturday, I'm streaming on the Friday next week. The first August stream is a Tuesday. I'm gonna be doing art on that stream, and we're gonna maybe work on the emotes then. That's the plan. I'm not sure what they're gonna be. It may end up just being a dabbing duck. We're gonna see how that goes. But thank you all very, very much for following and helping me get there. Setting up the affiliate was a nightmare because taxes. I don't understand taxes. I don't understand math. I don't understand numbers. What does it mean? It was harder than it needed to be as well, just because I had to go run around like a headless chook. Where's my tax file number? Where have I hidden it? I'm confused. Is it in there? No. It's in there? No. What if I just go on the website? Oh, I don't remember my password. Okay, I have to... What email did I use for it? Okay, I have to reset my password to the email to get into the thing, to get into the tax office, and I'm just like... Ugh. Not that it's gonna matter, because $100 is not taxable. This is not gonna be taxable income, I promise you that. That's not how that works. Thank you. Okay, so... Today... As per usual, I like to use my stream time and my time with all of you lovely people to work on prompts that confuse the shit out of me. This is just how it works. So back on Tuesday, I wrote about Grandmother Prima, the lovely immortal grandmother who is accidentally running a kingdom for reasons. That was a fun article. It didn't end up being long because I spent 90% of that stream talking about Doctor Who for some reason. Not totally sure what happened. It was fun. I was very confused the whole time. And so over the following days, I've spent the time trying to figure out the rest of the prompts. So, as you can see, there is one that I don't have a name for. And that's what we're going to be working on today. Which is the food-focused event. Because I don't understand nothing about no food. Though at least I did figure out a couple of the other ones that I was confused about, so I think my friend mentioned gem poop crabs, which is a very bad summary of it. It's literally just and then I summarized it poorly again with gemstone crab what turn rock to shiny. But that'll be a fun article. It won't be long, because I'm not great at writing animals, but it'll be a neat little article. And I figured out a production settlement eventually. But the food-focused event. Oof. Oof. That's gonna be fun stuff. Yeah, Doctor Who is great. I have been told, this was part of the discussion on Tuesday as well, I haven't actually seen Doctor Who. Oh, well, okay, I lie. I've seen one episode of Capaldi-era Doctor Who when I was in a really smelly hotel in New Zealand. And that's all I've seen. Literally it. That's it. But, you know, it was still fun because, you know, Immortal Grandmother, it kind of ties in. And I've seen enough videos that I can wiggle my way through a conversation, which is always fun. Yeah. So yeah, Yule, Christmas, Easter, something similar. Yeah, something like that. What forms did they hit you with? I mean, I think most of the form was them going, are you an American? Okay, what country are you from? Okay, your country has a treaty with us, so fill out this little bit here to certify that you're an Aussie citizen who isn't streaming in America, and we'll give you like a percentage like reduction or something. And I'm like, neat. The main bit was finding my tax number. Yeah. Apparently, what? It's what now? Hold on. Hold on a minute. No. Hold on a second. It's the daily featured? Oh, wait, I'm in the wrong spot. Where am I going? Oh, no. Here it is. We changed the community layout and I got confused. Why would it be the daily feature? I didn't even share that with people. I just sent through the normal bit. Oh, it's being really slow. Okay. The original episode of Doctor Who had season called Dr. Father. Yeah, so it does kind of vibe. Oh wow, it is. Oh wow. Oh no. I don't know how I feel about that. I'm honoured that it's the daily feature. I'm scared, because it shouldn't be. That is not one of my best articles, but okay. Though admittedly, because this was the article I worked on yesterday, because I wanted a really quick one to just get something done, because I had homework to do, and I was like, well, if I do a really quick one now, then I can do homework, and then I didn't do homework, as per usual. And this one was actually kind of fun to do, because it was, so for most of summer camp, I've been writing exclusively in the second continent, Thrasin, which is a draft article, you can't read about it. But I've exclusively been writing in Thrasin. But because smuggler is a fairly broad category of thing, I went, oh yeah, they'd have them in the other continent as well, in the continent that I haven't touched in months. And so, you know, that was fun because I was able to mention that continent and a couple of the things in it, and I was like, oh, this rules. I remember why I love working in this world so much. I mean, I love working in Thrasin as well, like that part of the world, but Abervost is special to me, because it's an absolute mess. But in a unique way. Oh, it says articles. Look at it. I'm pointing at it like you can see on my screen, because I can't go down. But like, it says articles. World Ample Community. Discover new articles. Oh gosh. Well, that's a surprise. Wasn't expecting that. Was not expecting a featured article at any point. This must have happened at some point, because like as you can see, I have way too many notifications because I haven't been clearing them because I've been really, really lazy about reading other people's articles. And so I wouldn't have noticed if there'd been a sudden influx of people liking that article if I hadn't been told that it had happened. I'd be just like, it's all numbers, who cares? Anyway, yes, food. So there was like the stuff about like Yule, Christmas, and Easter, which makes complete sense. And then there was like, because this is a Google document that a bunch of people in the community have written up that are basically just write-ups of the reveal streams. And they're like, oh, you know, there's like harvest festivals, Oktoberfest, pie eating contests. And so I was reading through that like, I need inspiration. Please. I'm not good at writing about food. I remember the horrors of last year's food prompts and, oh god. I was bad at those. And I think the idea that I eventually came up with, which I have to try and navigate Google comments now, was that basically throughout articles I've established that there's a dragon that lives in the lake, and the lake is the active area that I'm working with at the moment, the Lake Threllish. There's a dragon who lives in the lake, who comes up once a decade, and she gets showered with stuff, like, you know, food offerings, you know, that sort of thing. And I was like, well, I've mentioned her a lot, so I should just do more with that. Why not continue? She's very important. She's like a patron saint of a kind for the people of Lake Threllish. So I'm like, well, she can have like 7 articles dedicated to her, not including her actual article, which I haven't written yet. So I was gonna sort of combo it with some stuff. Like, when I saw the list, I was like, oh yeah, Ramadan food is very important to that specific tradition. I was like, well, you could kind of sort of combine the idea of like the fasting with the huge party at the end. And the party is when Dinil comes up and you get to throw all your food at her and you get to eat your food. So I think that was the idea I was working with at the moment. Hey Hefe! Hello! Hi, bye, bye. I just read about sandwiches. The only thing I know how to make. Yeah. I mean, for the recipes, I think I ended up grabbing an old recipe book from my huge bookcase. You obviously can't see it because I'm in a different room, but I have like my family has a huge wall-to-wall, like 6 shelf. Like it was like up to the ceiling and whole wall of a room of books, and we had a shelf of cookbooks, and I was like, finally. So I grabbed a really old one and just copied recipes from there for the recipe prompt from last year, and I was like, this will do. I obviously tweaked them a little bit to like fantasy them a little bit, like, you know, instead of saying blueberries, I would use like the like berries that I wrote about for a different prompt, and I was like, yes, we've done it. I did coffee, well, cafe. Yeah. Yes, that's the good stuff. You write about what you know, and the issue is that I basically know water. So I'm like, oh, food. Yes, I understand food. These are definitely things I can write about. Mm-hmm. Yes. I'm a very picky eater, and it's taken me like 2 decades of my life to actually try food. So I'm still confused by most of it, and I'm like, I don't get it. Like, I think a couple nights ago we had like mashed potato and with hamburgers, which isn't really a common combo, but it's cool. It's cool. Hamburgers, mashed potatoes. No worries. We put ketchup on the hamburgers, and then my parents put gravy on the mashed potatoes. I don't eat gravy. And I'm sitting here like, wait, so you've got 2 different toppings in a single meal. What? I was very, very confused by it. And saying this out loud, you're all going to think I don't know anything, because I don't. Because every time I talk about food, I sound like I've never eaten it before, like I'm an alien. Hey, Heel! Hey, Damn Stretch! Welcome. Sorry, I'm talking about food. It's food prompt time. We're all going to get real hungry by the end. Oops, I spelt that wrong, because I had 2 words in my head. Festival of Dinner. Hamburger. Oh, really? Like, there's nothing wrong with it, obviously. Mashed potato, it's fine. I love potato. Mashed potato is not my favorite type of potato, but it is still good potato. Hamburgers, I love hamburgers. Specifically the burger, not in the bun. I don't love meat and bread, but I'm like, yeah, hamburgers. Usually we have mashed potato with steak. I think it's usually a steak thing, not so much a burger thing. But like, yeah, it is a totally sensible like thing to combo. It all makes sense to me. And potatoes are very, very good. I'm dreading all the food prompt streams yesterday was packed with them. Everyone's just gonna make you really, really hungry. I haven't eaten in like an hour or so, because last time I ate just before stream, I felt like shit for like 20 minutes of the stream, and I was like, oh, maybe I don't do that. So now I'm like, I'm hungry. Food. So that's gonna be fun. As soon as everybody else streams. Like, as soon as I finish streaming, I'm gonna go eat chips. Like, I'm just gonna pour out a bowl of chips. Like, yep, this is my food. This is my gourmet deluxe. Potato chips. Garlic cheesy mashed potatoes. Ooh, yeah. You can put a lot of stuff in the mashed potatoes. It is a versatile thing. Potatoes, versatile. Good food. I need to figure out where the potatoes grow in Thrasen, so that I can have the potato area where it's like, hey, guess what? Here's where all the potatoes are. Same with like the rice. I don't know where the rice is. The rice is here, isn't it? Yes. Oh no. Stretch is threatening us all with a good time, and that being a lot of food streams. We have an excerpt from your article in the Food Festival article. Nice! Oh, you're from your novel. Except from your novel in the Food Festival article. Nice. That's the good stuff. Gotta combine it. I have that issue where I have a couple of like storylines vaguely floating around in the world. Like, the world was built to support a single storyline back in Abravost. It's the storyline that I call Gay Suicide Squad, even though that isn't really a good explanation of it. And then everything just exploded from there, and now I'm not even doing that. Well, I am, but it's like all the way over there. It's on the other area. So I'm like, okay. And so I'm like, okay, I still want to try and keep most articles vaguely relevant to stuff, aside from like country articles, which gotta write the country articles. And I don't think that the Deneull Festival is going to be relevant, unfortunately. Which sucks, because there's a Independence Day week festival that is. And I'm like, oh, well, oops. I already wrote about that. Remember to put some chips and onion rings in the oven. Yeah. Everyone's going to get real hungry. Rice is touchy, potatoes go everywhere there's dirt. Rice would be wetlands, and potatoes sandy soil. Okay, so the sand, yeah. I mean, you can grow potatoes basically anywhere, but the sand helps. So if I'll find somewhere in my world that counts. Probably just south of the current active area. There'll be a spot where they'll eat that. Hold on, I can check with my map. I can check with my map in the article that no one can see because we don't go in here. I think it end up like probably like here, because there'd be enough sand over here. This bit, I still need to update this map to fix the bit over here and the bit here. But, like, potatoes, here. Rice, probably also here. It's a very versatile and fertile area down here. Everyone has fun. But this article is not about the potato lands. It's about the lake lands. Just remember that I have Pringles in the cupboard. Run! Consume the Pringles. Okay, so I'm gonna put the quote in here. I'm not going to write the quote yet because I don't know what to write about yet. So the basic gist, and I'll need to fix the title as well because Deneull has a umlaut in it. The gist was that Deneull comes up once a decade and gets showered with food and goods. You can tell when she's coming, and so there's like a week beforehand where people like fast to save up some of their best food, which they will present part/most of to her in order to receive her blessing, good harvest, etc. After you give her the offerings, everybody party, eat food. And that's the Festival of Deneull, everybody. Thank you for coming to my stream. That's the article. Hey Tellers! Hello! Ooh, barbecue Pringles. Ooh, interesting. I'm a very basic person. I like my plain, simple salt flavor. I do like barbecue shapes though. which I have a couple of like little like, they have those little bags. You're meant to put them in like kids' lunch boxes, but I'm basically a child, so I just eat them. So I have a bunch of little shaped goodie bags. And barbecue shapes are the best flavor, second only to savory. The rest are fine, I guess. Except for pizza. I don't like pizza. Pizza isn't. The pizza shapes are not great. But they all are way better than the new recipe barbecue shapes they made like 5 years ago. Those were a travesty. Those were an affront to God. Anyone who liked new flavor barbecue shapes is a sinner and will go to hell. This is my decree. If you liked new shapes, you're something's wrong. This is the only strong opinion I have on food. New barbecue shapes bad, old barbecue shapes real good. That's why they brought them back. Like, yes, original flavor. People have shapes in have shapes in Europe and America, right? I'm not just saying a brand that no one's gonna know. I'm worried now. I'm worried I'm being too Aussie niche. It's gonna be awkward. God. I hate this everything. They're finished. Oh no, no more barbecue Pringles. But they were good while they lasted. That's the important part. Okay, I need to add this person because I don't want to have to pull up. Okay, there we go. Cool. I need her umlaut. I don't want to have to turn the German keyboard on, so no umlauts. I meant to find the Estonian keyboard and then forgot. Because then apparently it's less a pain in the bum for, like, everything else. At least you're not talking Vegemite. I should love Vegemite. Because I love salt. I live on salt. I am basically a salt pillar in the guise of a person. But I don't. Vegemite is too much. There's something up with it. I'm just like, oh god. Whoa. No. I'm very basic. You butter your bread, that's all you need. You don't gotta put anything else on it. I've put honey on it a couple times. Not bad. You can't put too much on it. If you put too much honey on your bread, it gets really soggy and just disgusting. You want to keep the bread crisp. So that's why you have to butter the bread first. Doesn't make the bread soggy if you don't leave it for too long. And then you put like little drops of honey in like the corners. Don't like jam. I was gonna talk about food. It's gonna be great. There's gonna be a lot of food. It's gonna be like, I know some foods and that's it. Okay. I've forgotten how the ritual template works. There's history, execution, components, participants, servants, location. Need that. And ethnicities will be Sotho, Nalachayo, and races. Need bread or bread. Okay, maybe I do. I guess it's part of the reason is that pretty much no matter what you do with toppings in bread, or like anything in bread, if you leave it for too long, it is going to go soggy. And the issue is that basically what happened this one time that I had a lot of honey in my sandwich, and I say one time, this was like 15 years ago or something, is that she'd made the sandwich at like 8 a.m. and then I didn't get to eat it until like 1 p.m. So it had been like 5 hours sitting in a shitty little lunchbox in a backpack in a hallway that is not air conditioned or anything. So it was just a lot. It ended up being really soggy. Like I ate it. I ate the sandwich. It was a good sandwich. I mean, it was fine. It was soggy, but I was like, this is fine. It was better than the time that I accidentally got my dad's sandwich because he had like, I think it was strawberry jam, and it had also gone soggy. But the issue is that I don't like jam. So I'm stuck with a soggy sandwich, already a bad sign, and it's strawberry jam. And I have to eat it because if I don't eat my lunch, I'm not allowed to leave the classroom to go outside and play. And I'm like, oh no. I'm just staring at this strawberry jam sandwich in my hands like, oh no. Oh no. That was a rough, like, 20 minutes. Aged, like, 6 or something. Oh, God. What a time. What a time that was. Peanut butter and bread and honey. I should also like peanut butter, but I don't, unfortunately. I should try more at some point now that I'm broadening my palate as an adult. It only took 20 years. I should probably try some more of that stuff. My issue is that I don't wake up early enough in the day to have lunch. I basically eat breakfast and then I have dinner. So I need to wake up early, have breakfast, and then have bread left over for lunch, and then have a Vegemite sandwich or something. Just to try it. I think I have a plan for tomorrow. I think I have a plan for tomorrow is I need to wake up early and have breakfast at like 11 o'clock and then have a sandwich at like 2. Yes, it'll be bread, but it's fine. Tuna mayo is the worst for going soggy. Ugh. Oh. I can imagine. You've got the fish juice and you've got the mayo. Oh no. Oh no. Soggy bread. Not a fan. Don't like peanut butter. It is the evil. I feel like of the toppings that you can put on bread, aside from Vegemite being either the greatest thing to exist or a devil curse, peanut butter is like the one divisive thing where it makes complete sense to not like it. Just because it's like, yeah, nuts suck. Nuts aren't great. I'm not a huge, like, nut fan. So I'm like, would I like peanut butter? Maybe. Am I gonna try? Probably not. I just leave it. Peanut butter, but the crunchy kind. I feel like having crunch in your sandwich is weird. But I'm really weird about texture. So maybe that's just me having a problem. Because I feel like good sandwich is nice and soft. Not soggy soft, just like fluffy soft. There's no crunch in that. There's no crunch in my sandwich. Of course, there's no crunch in my sandwich because all it's there is bread and butter. So it's just, there's nothing there. Aside from like toast. But like toast is not sandwich. So crunchy peanut butter feels like a textural oddity to me. I might make myself in a wrap in a bit. German peppered salami, honey roast ham, baby tomatoes halved and grated, applewood smoked cheese. Holy shit. That actually sounds really good. Like, even though I don't actually think I would enjoy it to eat, just because I'm very picky and unexplorative as a person eating food, that does sound quite nice. First move. Love the crunch. Putting crisps in a... No. Don't put the potato crisps in the sandwich. That's disgusting. No. No. Don't put them in the sandwich. I don't get that either. That makes no... It viscerally displeases me. To see crisps in a sandwich. I'm like, okay. You're distressing me on the level that I like bread and I like chips. I don't want them together. So I'm already displeased. And then it's the texture thing is making my brain go, oh no. Oh no. Cheese sandwich slices of cucumber recolor the cheese over time. You can see how all the sandwiches by the light rings of cucumber left on the cheese. Oh no. Oops. Pick up my sandwich. Oh, the cheese is green. Okay. No. Cheese and onion flavor in a ham sandwich. That doesn't sound awful. I mean, beyond the fact that I wouldn't eat it. Because I wouldn't eat many things. I'm like, cheese and onion in a ham sandwich? Sure. Crisps? No. No crisp sandwiches. No. Today is sandwich stream. Sandwiches are the only food that I can talk about with any kind of authority. Because that's basically like, if I don't eat anything else in a day, I've eaten bread. Usually in the form of toast, but I have eaten bread. And so that means I can speak authoritatively to some extent on the topic of bread. Not super much, but like, I'm like, yeah, I understand how sandwiches work. Conceptually, a sandwich makes sense. Okay, so words are hard. Depends on the sandwich. It all depends on the sandwich. Some sandwich good, some sandwich bad. Is hot dog and bread sandwich? Is a snag in bread a sandwich? These are the questions we now must ask. As a society, what is a sandwich? Because I feel like, given how much stuff you can put in the hamburger and in the sausage and bread, that's a sandwich. Even though it's only one piece of bread, it is a sandwich. I'm happy to accept this. Just sounds like a pun on crisps or chips debate. Just. Okay, DM Church is the expert here with all the catering experience. I almost worked in like a sandwich making place, and by almost I mean I applied and then did not remotely get accepted for the job. But I was like, wow, I'd love to make sandwiches. Didn't happen, but it led to me learning that there's an industrial place not far from here where like people make sandwiches, and I'm like, oh, that's neat. Turns out they made the sandwiches to supply my my high school's like. We had a relocatable where the school therapist was, and if you didn't have lunch, you could just go to his office and he would give you sandwiches. And so a bunch of people, and turns out that the place that made those sandwiches was the place that I applied for ages ago. I'm pointing in the wrong direction. I think it's that way from where I am. Yes, it's that way. Behind that way. there's a sandwich making place. That's always fun. Open-faced sandwich with fish. Fish finger. No, I'm not a huge fan of fish. I have eaten fish fingers. I think that the fish fingers I ate are too bad that I would not put them in bread. I mean, this is like 10 years ago, but I'm like, ugh. Fish finger in bread. Ugh. Making me not want the curry. You know, you want all the sandwiches. It's a hot dog, unless it's butterly cut down the middle, at which point it becomes a sandwich. I mean, but is a hot dog a sandwich? Because I feel like a hot dog could be a sandwich, because you can have sandwiches that only have one piece of bread in them. Right? You can have like the triangle sandwiches, where you literally just take one, put the stuff in it, and then you fold it over and it's a triangle. Like, you can have a one piece of bread sandwich. It does not require two pieces of bread. All that it requires is that there are things that are surrounded by bread on the top and the bottom. Therefore, hot dog sandwich. Hot dog is sandwich, right? Oh, butterfly, right, okay. Right, okay. So if you butterfly cut the hot dog, if you butterfly cut the sausage in the bread, then it becomes a sandwich. Sure. I don't know, I feel like hot dog becomes sandwich. Hot dog is hot dog sandwich. If it has bread and there are things in the bread, it is sandwich. Words are hard. Words are hard. Food is difficult. I miss barbecue. I miss like the Bunnings sausages. I miss them. I miss them dearly, but I'm not going to Bunnings because there are too many people at Bunnings. I'm like, why are you all at Bunnings? How desperate are you for home tools? What are you doing? Everyone's just at Bunnings all the time. I'm like, no. I am only at Bunnings if I want a sausage. And they're not making sausages because, you know, bad time for it. I'm like, oh, that's a shame. No sausages anymore. I want to make a debate in my world. This is not a sandwich. Maybe it could be the food-focused event. Yeah, I mean, if my world was more of like the funny haha world, I'd be like, yeah. This would make sense. But my world is not the funny haha, so I can't write about the is this a sandwich or not discourse. This cannot be done on that. So that's a shame for me as a person that I've failed and I do not have the ability to write about it. I'm trying to I realized I didn't do my Duolingo for the day. I'm trying to save my streak. Where is it? Oh no. How do I save it? Oh god. It's fine. It's fine. I'll manage. Finish splitting the bun. No, this hot dog is a sandwich. Okay. Right. So you have to cut the bread in half. Oh, okay. Bun hot dog is different to bread hot dog. There is a difference in those hot dogs. Because, like, yeah, like the Subway, like the subs at Subway, that is a fundamentally different type of sandwich to you have a slice of bread that you have put a sausage in. These are different types of sandwiches. So if it's a sausage in like a bun, like a burger bun, that's different. We don't do that. We don't do burger bun sausages. We do slice of bread with a sausage in it, and then you cover it in like onions and like ketchup. It's a fishy man on Twitch. I just got an advert. Oh no! I'm sorry. I'm sorry about ads. Ads are dumb. I hate them. There's so much allergy here. It's real. I love it. There's a lot of depth to sandwiches, and I'm passionate about bread. Even though I only eat white bread. I'm passionate about bread. I used to eat a lot of bread. As a child, all I ate bread. So I'm like, yes, I have many strong thoughts about sandwiches. And that is that if there's bread and there is thing in bread, it is sandwich. The real discourse of sandwiches is when you start asking questions like, is a pie a sandwich? That's when you get to the issues. And like, admittedly, I don't super know what like American pies look like, because when I think of pies, I think of Aussie meat pies, and they're a little bit different and a little bit weird, and I am confused by them as a entity. But like, you know, there is the discourse is when you expand it from bread to anything enclosed in a thing becomes sandwich. That's when it gets whack. Yeah, pasties, yeah. Like, is pasties a sandwich? A pie is a pie, but is a pie a sandwich? You know? Is it? Discuss. Because, I mean, like, you know, pastry and bread are fairly similar. So, if we can substitute one for the other, and if a pie is meat, in this case, meat surrounded by pastry, then pastry, then that is a sandwich, right? Oh, pasties are not pies. Okay, well, yes. Okay, so pasty, or pasty, sorry. Pasties are more like sausage rolls, aren't they? I'm thinking of like veggie pasties. They're a bit more like a sausage roll. So I'm like, that's, I mean, it is, you know, food surrounded by pastry. Therefore, if pastry is similar to bread, pasty is sandwich. Yeah. Sandwich is exclusively bread filling bread. Okay. I'm willing to accept that, but this is the discourse. The discourse then expands beyond that, as if like it can include different types of bread. Cornish pasty, best pasty, yeah. I don't eat pasties. I eat sausage rolls. That's as far as I get. The closest I get to pasties, I think, is sausage rolls. Yeah, I think it's a type of pasty, because my mum works in a canteen, or like, you know, back in the before times, worked at a canteen, and they have sausage rolls, meat pies, so like Aussie meat pies, because they're fancy, and then I think spinach and ricotta rolls, which is, I think, a veggie pasty. I'm pretty sure that spinach and ricotta roll is very similar to just a veggie pasty. I think there might have been meat pasties as well. So I'm like, they're kind of like, they're in the same category of food to me. I just associate them with the canteen. I'm just like, yes, pasties. To the point where I forget they're called pasties and I call them pasties. Like a fool. In America, if it's meat wrapped in a pastry, it's got a foreign name, like get calzones. Yeah. I mean, we give them specific names, but they're usually very like, they're English names. Like, you know, a spinach and ricotta roll. It's a pastry. Like the steak pasties, steak bakes from a bake. Ooh, sounds quite interesting. Actually, originally the pastry on the pastry was not meant to be eaten. It was just a container for the meal, and it was a full meal. Made in about... Wow. Oh, that's weird. Oof. Oh, hey, Danny. Hello. Welcome to sandwich time. Now, there's supposed to be an article being written, but we're talking about sandwiches. So now I'm gonna have to have maybe my sidebar bit, like I usually do, like the sidebar bit. The sidebar bit is gonna be sandwiches. And we're just gonna talk about a bunch of different sandwiches there. Because there has to be relevance. There has to be sandwiches. Food talk! Jamaican beef patties. Ooh. Sounds quite nice. It is a is it a festival? Would I call it a festival? Sure. It's a week-long... Yeah, it wasn't meant to be eaten because of the Cornish tin. Copper miners getting arsenic on their hands, something like that. Right. It's sort of like the idea of, you know, it's meant to protect the thing. It's meant to protect the stuff around it. So you get your disgusting, filthy hands on the pastry, so you don't get your disgusting, filthy hands on the meat inside the pastry. Sort of like a reverse of the whole apocryphal sandwich myth where, like, you know, you've got the meat in the bread because you don't want to get the meat juice on your hands because then the meat juice will get on your playing cards. Just the reverse, where you've got the bad thing on your hands already and you don't want it to get inside you. So you need to protect the meat from your hands. Instead of protecting your hands from the meat. But it is all the same basic vibe of separating hand and meat. Do not eat meat with your hands. I think is the basic gist of most food science these days. Is just don't touch it. Don't touch the meat with your hands. I think. Spicy background. Ooh, nice. Yeah, the pasty was made. Yeah. Let's take home. Yeah, nice. Protect the meat. Protect the meat. Protect the hands. Protect the you. These are the facts. These are the 3 tenets of sandwich and pastry. Protect the meat, protect the hands, protect the you. Is a week-long... I guess it is just the first... Don't twist my words. Take them out of context. Don't touch the meat with your hands. Don't do it. Oh no. Oh dear. Oh dear. Thank you, Herfa. Yay for world-building history. This is what the chat's for. The chat can provide the history while I just laugh about sandwiches. That's my job. My job is to just be confused. And delighted. I'm delighted at all times at this point. Yeah, that's the quote from... Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. I'm tempted. I will not lie that I am tempted to have that be the quote. But that would be a quote for, like, an article about a food, not about an event with food in it. So it'd be like, oh, if I wrote an article about, like, the glowing deer or something, I'd be like, ah, yes. There it is. That's the quote. That's the quote we want. Maybe I'll end up in your world. Oh, no. Oh, no. Me and my words of wisdom. Spread, taken out of context and spread everywhere for the amusement of all. This is the great sin, the great curse of being a Twitch streamer, as that just kind of happens. So week-long festival. I don't like to use the same word twice, that's okay. A festival held in Central Strassen. In honor... Who needs context anyway? Yeah, who needs context? My words speak for themselves. Okay? It you know, it is its own context. Yes, it can be very easily interpreted in a way that was not intended, but they speak for themselves. True people with the true sight will understand. I understand. Yeah, because you said that you were going to sort of like fourth wall it a little bit, and that your unassuming person was the author. Right? That stuff's cool. I love that stuff. I wish my worlds had more of that. I say that like I can do stuff about it, but I'm not as good at like fourth wall breaking, the funny ha-has. I'm not very meta as a writer. I'm fairly literal, I guess is the word I want. Oh. Thank you for subscribing, Bob. I really appreciate it. You can't actually see my hands very well because it's like a heart. I'm making a heart. I'm trying my best to make a heart with my hands. Thank you for the subscription. It's really sweet of you. There will be emotes at some point, I promise. I will make them happen. I might have to just ask. I might end up asking one of my friends, like, can I take your dabbing duck art and make that my emote? I might end up doing that because it is a very good dabbing duck. In order with your well-willing idea, in order to keep the altar clean of random meat, they offer the offerings in bread. Well, it's not an altar. The thing is, they just chuck it in the ocean. Well, not the ocean, in the lake. There's not really an altar for it. They're just putting it in the lake. But there could still be, I guess there could still be that element of like, you know, you wrap the offerings in something because you don't want to get your hands all over it. Cause it's just for, the food is intended for the dragon, right? Don't get your hands on it. So you wrap it in something and then you just sort of chuck it. Thank you, Bob. So they could still wrap it. They could absolutely still wrap it. In honor of the, I've forgotten the designation. I think it's Major, right? I should know these things. I should know these things about my world. But I write the articles for them. Yeah, no human gems in the food. Exactly, no human gems in the food. Ignore the fact that the humans made the food, and it's fine. Just don't touch the food. Honor of the Major, Dragon, and this is where we put the link in there. Her name isn't actually Denul, it's the Denul, which is the issue. You just call her Denul because it's just way easier to do. Gotta shorten it. Because that just means divine. That's the issue, is that it literally just means Festival of Divine. So that doesn't make any sense, but it's fine. Well, conlangs, who cares? I need to go. Alright, see you, Stretch. Thank you for coming. Hope you enjoyed all the sandwich talk. And you enjoyed your BBQ Pringles. God, I'm gonna have to like inhale some potato chips when I'm done. I think we bought a bag earlier today, so there's like, you know, potato chips. I'm ready. All I have to do is finish the stream, and then I can go eat the potato chips, which is good. It is held once every decade to coincide with her. Oh no, words. Words are hard. Ascension? Rising? To coincide with her rising out from below Lake Strelish. Surface. Oh yeah, that's it. Surfacing. Her surfacing in Lake Strelish. In Lake Strelish. Boom. Boom. That is the open the blurb. It is now that we get into the goods. We can now talk about sandwiches. How do I lay this out? History, execution. I think we'll go for execution first. So like the actual thing, and then we can talk about the history as the second bit, and then the sidebar is sandwiches. This is the layout that we're working with at the moment. Execution, history, sandwiches. Execution. So I have dinner still. Yeah, I do. Excellent. I'm really glad that we have an autosave so that it doesn't refresh. It doesn't have to refresh to save. Because usually what I'll do is I'll like Control-C the whole thing and then save after every minor change. And that's really annoying if I'm trying to copy names that are really hard to type. So I'm really glad I don't have to do that anymore. Like, I'll do it at the end. Like, if I do a force save or I have to, like, refresh to submit it for summer camp, I'll copy the whole thing just to be safe, but I don't have to copy the whole thing every paragraph, which is really nice. So, I just copy her whole name, I think. I need the whole name. So, spends most of the time, spends most of her time slumbering beneath the lake, but she's surfacing only every 10 years. In the week leading up to her arrival. Yeah, the only problem is it doesn't automatically update word count. Yeah, so that's the whole bit, is that when I finish the article, I'll copy all the bits, and then I'll hit save. I'll force a save, just to be like safe for my soul, and then I'll refresh the page. But it is kind of annoying if you aren't sure how many words you have, and you're like, am I close? I don't know. Am I close? Unclear. At the moment, I still have 2 words, because I haven't refreshed the page since I made the article. So I'm like, how many words do I have? I don't know, like 50? I'm a really bad judge of words and word count. Up to her arrival, the bubbles appear in the center of the lake. When these appear, the festival begins. Yeah, another problem with autosave, there's no back button if you make a mistake just before the autosave. Yeah. Oh yeah, because there's like that whole, people were mentioning that like Control Z would sometimes kind of mess up depending on how, that might be editor specific. I can't remember, because I know that when this whole update went live, like, 4 hours ago, there was a huge issue with the default editor, the Plato/WYSIWYG, because like it wasn't saving properly. Like, it would auto save, but it would only save part of what you'd written, and it was being kind of funky. So I know that was fixed. The main bugs regarding that editor were fixed not long after, like within the hour, I think. But some of the like jank with autosave is, I think, editor specific. Like, I haven't noticed any issues with the Euclid editor, like what Danny said, yeah. So, because I use Euclid, which is the one that has all the shiny colors on the bits and makes everything glowy. So I haven't noticed any problems with it, because I was trying to replicate someone's issue just like briefly before like Dimitris like swooped in just to fix the whole thing. I was like, oh, I haven't had this problem where things didn't save, and it's because I'm using a different editor. And this editor works pretty well most of the time. Literally the only problem with Euclid is no spell check. That is my sole complaint, is that I really want spell check to work with Euclid, but it doesn't. And I'm like, oh. And they can't make it fixed. No. No. I'm pretty sure Freeman have access to all 3 editors. All 3 editors are available to Freeman, I'm pretty sure. So there's the WYSIWYG, which has 2 modes. The like one where the text, like if like the H1 will appear as the big size and all that. Then there's the source mode of WYSIWYG, which is where you will see all like the BB code. There's Legacy, which is like this, but no color. And then there's Euclid, which has the color in it. There are 3 different ways to edit BB code, and then there's one way to do it without any of it. And so the default one is WYSIWYG, where you don't see any BB code. And then there's the other ones that do stuff. Legacy used to be the original, but then we updated it. And God, I remember that day. I remember the day. I'm an old hand. I remember when we only had one editor and we liked it. I remember the days. God. I'm ancient in this community and that confuses me because I shouldn't be. I'm way too young to be an old hand. Festival begins. Alerts are sent. Alerts are sounded throughout all the countries by the lakeside. It should. Hold on, by the lakeside. Let me force a save. I'm gonna copy that out. It should save, but it's fine. I'm gonna check the bit. Interest your ways. Oh no. So basically, there were 3 editors. So this was from profile image, interface accessibility. There are 3 editors. So I have an interface theme. All 3 interface themes available. They're all available because it'd be really, really dodgy if you had to pay to access the dark mode. I would have rioted by now. Just like on principle. So you have like light mode, dark mode, and then there's like a super dark mode. And then there's the 3 editors. So Legacy is the original. It's just BB code. It's just plain, like, well for me, white text on a black background. Very, very simple. It's the sort of, looking for a bit that, it's sort of like how no, that's not it. Like how the excerpt is edited. Because the excerpt doesn't have any of those buttons you can see. So like this is basically Legacy Editor. Is like some of these fields that don't have any fancy whiz-bang shenanigans. And then, so I'm using Euclid, which is advanced highlighted BB code for advanced users. It resembles like using like Notepad++ or something, like a code editor, which is why it has like all these, it has line numbers, it has colors, very fancy. And then there's the Play-Doh WYSIWYG, which is the default. And the Play-Doh and WYSIWYG has 2 modes. The default is the one where you see the text. I would swap to it, but WYSIWYG sometimes likes to break everything that I do, and I don't want to break any of my stuff. Again, it likes to break my stuff, and it makes me really sad. Because it doesn't work with, like, containers, which is, like, the fancy, like, the stuff that I pay for. I'm also quite old in the community. I joined before the website layout changes. Which ones? Which ones? There have been a lot of them. There have been a lot of layout changes. So I joined in, I think I literally joined on Valentine's Day of like 2018. Like February 14th, I watched an Unfexian video and then joined the community. And like the day after that, I joined the Discord. So I've been here for over 2 years, and the site is a completely different thing now. Like there's a lot. We got a new template during that time. Like I was around when I think we introduced the document template. We didn't have that before. I think, because I remember being part of the discussion, because Dimitris was like, at here, hey, I'm working on the document template. What are some ideas you have for it? And I mentioned like passports and stuff. I remember that. But yeah, so like, there have been a lot of changes. Family Affair Challenge. Right, that was about, I think like February 2019, or like late January, early Feb 2019, if I recall, because that was one of the first new challenges, because we've been through a couple of different methods of doing challenges. So there used to be Masters Monthlies back in 2018, and I took place in I think 2 of them. Then we had a couple like scattered, not super well planned out challenges before World Demo 2018, and then after World Demo 2018 we started doing monthly challenges that were like bigger, and that's when they like brought in Baron as the master of games, and so we used to do the monthly, and then I believe either at the start of this year or partway through after Summer Camp 2019 and World Demo 2019, so like in October, we had a longer challenge because there was, I think, the Tail Foundry challenge sometime in like August maybe? And so that was like a 2-month challenge because it was like actual, like, it was like 5 articles. It was I didn't compete in that one. That one was a very weird challenge. Like, cool. Very, like, a lot was involved. And then now this year we do them every 2 months. But you get a month to do them. So, we've been through a lot of different challenges. There's been a lot. But Family Affair was one of the first of the, like, Master of Games one. God. That was a good one. It was a really nice challenge, the Family Affair. Because I wrote about... the issue with the Family Affair challenge is they didn't have a max word count. And so a bunch of people wrote like 5,000 words. And as soon as they like submitted it, Baron's like, oh no. Oh no. it was cursed. It was a cursed time. And so immediately after that they cut the word count to like 1,500. They're like, don't do this again. And we're like, okay, Baron, sorry. Oh god. Yeah. Yeah. I'm glad I helped you find the bit. Most people that I know use the dark mode. Except for Dimitris. Dimmy uses light mode, and that terrifies me. Like, how? But I think part of it is like light mode is fairly high contrast, which is helpful if like your eyesight isn't necessarily great. I think is how that works sometimes. I don't know. I use dark mode. I'm a dark mode fan. My Google is in dark mode, but only sometimes. Tail Foundry was earlier. It might have been. See, I'm old. I'm old. I don't remember. Let's check. Oh no, yeah, it was. Okay, so that was like August of 2018. Right. Yeah. So these were like monthly challenges when the community was still really, really small. Yeah. Kyanite. That's the one. Kyanite. They were very similar. The Kyanite and the Tail Foundry ones had similar premises. Well, sort of. But yeah, so we had like a bunch of short ones. We had Summer Camp 2018. This one you had to make 5 articles for. And then... So it was that was a very interesting challenge. I didn't participate. And then Family Affair, monthly challenges. These 3 are some of my best articles, I think. These 3 are some of my best, like Family Affair, Tower of Power, and Death of a Legend. I really enjoyed working on those challenges. I did really shit here. This was just a bad time. A good challenge, bad time for me. I don't think I completed in this one. I didn't do this one. I didn't do Kyanite Publishing because I don't write. I wrote this. I did these 2. I did the Premier Politician's Cold Case. I didn't do Words of World Building. I didn't do Call of Cartography. I almost did. I got really close. Like I tried really hard to do Call of Cartography, but I couldn't figure out how to do a vertical map and gave up. And then I did Hish Challenge at some point. Yeah. I have glasses and find it easier to read screen dark mode. Yeah, it does vary. It does vary on whether, like, because some people, they need to, like, it needs to be dark on light. Some people need light on dark. So it's good that there's an option, that it doesn't have to be paid for. Paying for dark mode would kill me. I mean, I pay anyway. I think my first challenge was... Oh, shit. Rise to Power? No, it's not. Rise to Power isn't the first one. Oh. Because that was the one I wrote Celeste for. And then there's... I think there's like a hidden one in here somewhere that I wrote about. Because I'm positive that I made Janet read a really long article for a challenge. Like a really long one. I mean like 2,500, but like a pretty long one. And then I did one for this as well. God. They don't work anymore. It's very sad. Yeah, so Death of a Legend was a good one. That was a good challenge. And then we had a little bonus challenge afterwards where Pathetic Barrel was like, hey, write prose. And I'm like, okay, I'll write a poem. I'll sing a shitty ballad. Let's go. But we don't talk about that article. Yeah. So the original site was dark mode, and then when we did the heroes update, we got light mode in that. That was when we added light mode to it, and that was in late 2018, I think, was heroes. Yeah. Yeah. We don't talk about the song articles. They exist, but if you don't know what to look for, you will not find it. You will not find that article. You have to know what to look for to find it. That said, the search is very generous, so it can be found fairly easily. But we don't talk about it because I can't sing, so we do leave it where it is. Hi, Day! Did you have a lovely nap? I assume you were napping. And I haven't seen you most of the day, so I assumed that after you messaged me in the morning, you went to bed. So I hope you had a lovely nap, sleep, etc. You missed sandwich talk, which I feel like you would have been into. But that's what the that's what the VODs are for, which reminds me I need to edit last stream. Nice. Nap is good. Sleep, good. Yeah, when heroes were the new and the rest was in old. Yes. Oh my god, I remember that too. That was wild. God. I remember when there was yeah, like the thing that continues to weird me out about the green button in presentation mode is that this is the old theme. The old theme was this teal, dark teal, and then these red buttons. This is the old theme, and it still confuses me because this does it too. Look at this. Look at it. It's the old theme, and it's like, oh my god. I remember it. I don't know how. I'm pretty sure this didn't used to look like this, and then it became that. I was like, what happened? But this is the older theme. Like, it was like teal and red, and then we got I prefer the new theme a bit more. I like the colder blue, and I like the yellow. The red's not bad, but it didn't look as nice in my opinion. So I do like the new color palette. It's a very nice palette. We slowly improve and we make colors look nice. Anyway, there's an article I'm supposed to be writing, huh? I sounded out all the countries by the lakeside. Often through use of church bells and magic light shows. Oh, the pink change. Oh yes, the pink change world button. I remember that too. The thing is, I'm pretty sure I know exactly which video got me to start using World Anvil. Like, I can find it because I know it was not a Phyrexian video, and I know it was in February of 2018. If I went and found it and pulled up a screenshot of the site as seen in that video, I might explode. Like, holy shit. But even in February 2018, it had already changed a lot from what I've seen. Like, I've seen, once or twice, I've seen the super old screenshots from, World Ember 2017. And it's like, wow. We had already improved. Thank God. So every time new features come in, I'm like, wow. It continues to change. It's lovely. I like how, this template is not good, but, I like how they have that side bit so you can define the type of a thing now up top, so you don't have to scroll all the way down and find it. I like that. I like that this is there. I like that that's there. I like it. And because I don't use any of these, it's really nice that I can just not have it. I can just tell it to go away. I really like that. I think that's exactly why he added it, because he knows that so many people don't use the template, fields. So if you just hide it, it doesn't matter. And I'm like, that's neat. I appreciate that respect for my screen real estate. I wish this was always open. But that's just me. Wait, hold on. Wait, when was this here? Wait a minute. Holy shit. Oh my god. That was a bad article to use as an example. Oh wow. God. I love that. I love this. I love the search upgrades that Dimmy did, and I love the fact that I was apparently responsible for them. from a couple streams back where I hastily, like within an hour, wrote my ethnicity article, and he put search top of the priority list and finished it that night. That ruled. That was a good day. That was a good Saturday. Most Saturdays, they're okay. That one, good Saturday. And today isn't good. Today's good. It's just fine. Use of it. Okay. Once informed, and these are expected. Have I haven't. I need to pick an article. Hold on. I'll use one that has less results that show up, because Thraston was a very bad example, because it's mentioned it a lot. Holy shit. Oh my god. No. Oh. Oh, Demetrius, you've done it again. You absolute madman. My god. I can just see it. Like, it's just there. Wow. Wow. Damn. Wow. That is so cool. Yeah, it is. That's awesome. Cause I completely skipped over this part to go straight to here. Cause I was excited about this. This is I can't use this as an example because this isn't linked anywhere. But like, this specific bit, I love it. I love that. I love the referenced in tab. It's so good. I'm like, yes, yes. Finally, I could find it. Oh, God. Oh, that is real good. Because now I can just look up Dino and I can find her info now. Like, I can pull up this. I need to do her article. God, I really hope that, like, maybe I don't. Maybe I don't hope that there's a character template on the final, in the, like, diamond prompts. No, I think I still do. I want to see prompts. I want to see fun templates for that. So it'll probably end up being, like, character, and I don't know what else. I don't know what prompts we're doing. What templates we're using for that. I want to know, though. I want to know what these prompts are. God, I want to know so bad. I want to find out. I want to know what the prompts are. Because the prompts are revealed at like 5 AM on a Friday. And so on that Friday, there's the 5 AM prompt reveal. Then I have uni from like 1 until 3, which given me, I'm not going to wake up until noon. And then I have to finish an assignment before 8 o'clock. For that class. So that from that uni class that day, there is an assignment due at 8 o'clock, which hopefully I'll finish before then, but if I don't, I'll be working on it on the day. And then at 10 o'clock that day, I'm going to be streaming because I've moved forward a day because I don't want to clash the 24-hour stream. And I'm like, oh shit. I'm going to have a nap at some point. I'm going to have to schedule in nap time. God damn. No real language prompts. Oh god. Oh god. I love calling you it, please. Not another language prompt. I can't do it. Not this quickly. No. Rawr. Hey Laura! How are you? Hope your day has been lovely. I'm confused now because everything has changed. I only need 1 page up now. I only need 1 page to do articles. I don't have to alt tab or anything. I can just bloop. Ugh. God. Infected to begin fasting as soon as feasible. For most, this means eating a decent sized, this means beginning the next morning. all the best food in the house will be saved. And the small morning and evening meals will be very basic. Very basic. To pass some of the time, and keep distracted, children will spend the hungry days doing basic crafts, such as taking long pieces of grass and weaving them into dolls. We're gonna make little grass dolls. The sandwiches comes later. For now, it is doll time. Put roughly in there. This fasting continues until I need to copy her name. Until the necessity rises above the lake. This coincides with a small flood, which all lakeside countries are well prepared for. I'll see you, Siobhan. Thank you for coming. I hope you have a lovely sleep. And a dream of sandwiches. Oh gosh. Excellent. Okay. How well prepared for. What's the... No more sandwiches. Okay, so then don't dream of sandwiches. I'm sorry. Dream of something else. Dream of worlds and building. Until I'm making them, I could do it in my sleep. Oh no. You make them for the rest of us then. The waters subside. Communities move en masse. Is it? No, en masse to the shore. Piling into decorated boats. These sail out into the lake towards the dragon. Once near, people are expected to take. Oh, actually, wait. There's missing an order. Yeah. As I said, there's a bit missing there where the chain breaks. Once it was aside, people gather their best food, their crafts, and other assorted offerings, and make their way to the shore. Decorated boats will take families out into the lake towards the dragon, and once near, all offerings will be ceremonially thrown into the water. Boom. And that's the festival. There's a bit more to it. There's a little bit more to it. Which is that using the word once a lot. When the boats return to shore, large celebrations commence. with communities breaking their fasts with small portions of the food they had offered. Is that going to be confusing if I say it like that? However, most of with the remaining portions of the things they had offered. Commence. Communities breaking their fasts with the remaining portions of the things that they had offered. This will continue for many days until people get bored or until Dino, I need to copy her name, no, returns to the bottom of the lake. Whichever comes first. Maybe I don't actually need a history section for that, 'cause that's fairly chunky. Oh, it's really short. Oof. Is it roughly a week? That might not be roughly a week. Because if it's a week of fasting and then a week of partying, that's 2 weeks. Every 2 week long. It'll be 2 week long festival held in Thrasen, the major Dalgen, Dino Sachidi. It's held once every decade to coincide with surfacing in Lake Strelish. Proceedings begin. Proceeding begins. Offerings. It looks better when there's 2 lines on it. That's the only change I made, wasn't it? Yeah. And there'll be a quote as well. And that could probably do it. I have no idea how many words that is the issue. So if I go and paste. That shit scares me, man. That spooks me. I don't like that comes up. How do you call in English a group of people usually here oversee an exam? A commission? Ooh. What would I call that? Leave. Okay, we're good? We're good. Examiners, I think, is what I would, like, the people who run the examination are examiners. Most of the time, I think. See you, Danny! Have a lovely rest. And we'll all build. How many words did oh shit. I got the words! Hey! But then there are still sandwiches to be written. Or food, rather. We'll make it generic because I have a pie image. I didn't have a sandwich image yet. So, a quote. What to quote? That says... I keep mentioning crab. I'm gonna keep mentioning crab. Just because I think it's funny. Because I'm gonna write about crabs for the bread animal at some point. I'm not sure when I'm gonna do that. But I'm gonna write about the crabs. And so I just keep mentioning the crabs. I was like, it's the only animal that I've written. Crabs. Okay, we can't have any crabs until the dragon is back. I might as well just put that. Just put it. There's a frowny face. She's like, no crab. No crab for boy. No crab for boy. The dragon is back. Maybe if we go make enough noise on the beach, she'll get here faster. I think that's kind of cute. It's not a very long quote, but I feel like that's pretty cute. It's like, hey, Dad's like, we can't have any crab until the dragon's back. Kid, well, okay, if I make the dragon come back, then I can have crab. Simple logic. The kid has nailed it. The kid understands. So, pick a country, pick a country, pick a country. Let's pick a country that I can spell. Yeah, Obi joins the stream. So I'll be like, if I make noise, I can have crab. Yeah. Oh, right, yeah. Overseas and watch take an exam as proctors, and people who grade the exam as examiners. I don't think we make a distinction in Australia. Proctors is not a word that we use. Because if I think of the word proctor, I end up thinking of the Crucible by that dude. That one play, the Salem Witch Trial play. Because there's someone called Proctor in it. Proctor isn't an Aussie word. We don't use the word proctor. That might be an American thing. But it could definitely work. Probably. Probably. I'm not going to doubt anyone's knowledge of words. I am going to Google the word proctor. What? No, I want the word proctor. Oh, yeah. An info what? An info what? An info what now? Beg your pardon? What? Use words that have meanings, please. The hell is an invigilate? Invigilate? I beg your pardon. English, please. There are words that can be used instead of invigilate. It doesn't even exist. What is the word invigilate? What? What? I'm confused. I'm bewildered. Yeah, proctors just keep training. Yeah, I think. He said that kids ago is that we would probably just use supervisor in Australian. Because the word proctor has like that religious connotation, that didn't get as like by the time that Australia was being colonized, that word wasn't as important in that context anymore. So it just didn't come. It just didn't come over here. So we don't use it for that. Like you can you can see that it's North American. It's a North American use of the word, is that someone who like stops you from cheating in an exam. But we would probably like the examiner is the person who like grades the exam, and then maybe a supervisor is the person who physically stands in the room and stares at you. They are sometimes the same person, which is where some of the confusion comes. I guess part of the thing is that every time I've done an exam, it's basically just a bunch of teachers. Like just my teacher is there. Or at least like in high school, all my high school exams, if we had like even the year 12 ones, like the year 12 ones, because they're like the VCE exams, they're graded externally, like by the state. So the person standing in the room is not the examiner, they're the supervisor, but they're also just your teacher. Like they're just your teachers. They're often literally the teacher of the class that you're doing the exam for. So like for my legal exam, my legal teacher was there. She was there. For some of it. She had to go, partly. She had a class to teach. But it's usually just your teacher. Usually people that you know. So I'm like, yes, while I'm doing my exam, I am being watched by this teacher and this teacher. And monitor, yeah. Yeah, monitor is also a good word for it. Every time I think of that, I think of hall monitors, which we didn't have. Boy. Sweet Father boy. Yeah. Wait, Who did I say for the crab last time? Because if it's the same boy, it will be funny. I think it's here. No. Okay, so it's a different kid. It's a different kid, but there are two different kids who were just jazzed to eat crab. I love them. They're good kids. They're very good kids. I don't know what their names are, but they're good kids. I love this change as well. Like, there's more buttons, but I'm just like, oh, this is beautiful. Mwah. Now I can just skip directly to here instead of having to scroll for a day. Yeah. We did have some Yes. Yeah, there was, you're right. There was like one person for each exam who was like the state supervisor person who would come to each of the VCE exams. Yeah. Yeah. The exams testing your teacher taught you good, so you gotta have like an actual like outside like external person to be there and be like, you good? You good? Okay. Like, I'm trying to remember if I had one for my vet as well, because I did a vet course, and it wasn't about being an animal vet. It was about like design and stuff, but the acronym is vet because of like vocational educational training or something. And I can't honestly remember if there was anyone in that room except for all the other students and my normal teacher. But we were in a very small space. Like, we were in the computer lab in Baronia. And we were just in a classroom. We didn't have, like, for my, like, high school VCE exams, we were in the gymnasium. And I mean the theater. It was the old gym. It was, like, the big theater performance hall. Fucking cold. Cold room. Airy as shit. Just a bad place to be. Not a good space to study at, like, 9 in the morning. And so you could have like 5 teachers in there. Easy. But in this computer lab, there's no space. There's a desk, teacher's desk, he's sitting there. And then there's maybe one other person who just wanders through every now and again and is like, pokes his head through the door like, you all doing good? Okay. And then he just sort of goes away because there's no space for him. He can't just sit somewhere. Especially because we had to all spread out, so we couldn't cheat. And so we had a bunch of kids in the back. So you literally can't stand in one spot to look at everybody. So I think there probably was a second person in there. Like, someone standing in the back to make sure that, like, the backroom kids were, not cheating at all. God, I don't miss VCE exams. I do not miss them in the slightest. Because none of them were fun. None of them were good. I didn't do great on my design one. I did good on a couple of them. Most of them I didn't do that good, because exams suck. I got 140 for VCE, and that was in further maths. And I was like, but why? Why further maths specifically? Why is that what I've gotten my best grade in? I don't even like this unit. This sucks. I was like, wow, what a waste of my time. I did high school good. High school good. Good time. And then I've only done one exam since. And that was for phonology. And that one was fun because I did fine. Like, I did okay. But I also finished like a full hour early. And then I was sitting there like, I'm allowed to leave. Actually, no, I wasn't allowed to leave. I don't think. Wait. No. I was allowed to leave because, like, you can't leave in the last 15 minutes, but you can leave an hour early. But I was also pissed because my bag was in a literal, like, 3 buildings away. And I was like, but why? Why can't you have a cloakroom closer to the spot? And I was like, ugh. No. I want my stuff close to me. I'm scared someone's gonna steal my stuff. Someone's gonna steal my keys. I didn't even bring my keys. Someone's gonna steal them. Yeah, food. God, I'm hungry. Food is good. Food is good. You now get to write about food. I'm gonna pull up my pie image. Because I have one image of food in this world and it's of a pie. So we're gonna pull up the pie. Oh, I need to copy her name again. Shit. Why do I name people whose names I can't type without changing keyboards? You know, that Judy is not particularly picky about food. Though it does have a great preference for meat. In the lead up to her arrival, families will save as much meat as they can afford in order to ensure they can give her the best. Other common foods given to her include baked goods like pies, simpler foods such as sandwiches. They're baked goods like pies, simple foods like sandwiches, and it's a good thing that dragons have a killer, like, stomach or a woof. What a time. I assume they're herbivorous. Oh, no, sorry, omnivorous. They can eat whatever. But woof, can you imagine? Let's not feed her something that will make her unhappy, because oh no. The entire fate of Central Thrasen rests on not giving her rotten meat. Do not give her rotten meat. Please, God. We do not have the infrastructure to handle it. Dragon eating a small salad. Like, you know, this huge, like, Loch Ness almost dragon just appears. You sail up to it in your little rowboat, and you just hold up this tiny salad. And she does like the kind of like the dog thing where they kind of like envelop your whole hand, but very gently take what's in it. Like they just go, oh, and just take this tiny salad. She'd do it. She would do it. She would do it. Friggin' sandwich. Yeah. Dragons can eat sandwiches. Most, well, not all, well, hold on. She can. She can absolutely eat sandwiches. Part of the reason that she can eat sandwiches is because we have to bear in mind that we are literally, most of the time, throwing it into the ocean. Or like throwing it into the lake, sorry. We're just throwing it into the water. So that unless you have like stapled that sandwich together, it is gonna fall apart. And that means that if she doesn't want to eat the bread, she doesn't have to. She can just ignore it. I'm sure she's gotten precise at like, people dump all the food in there. There's basically this entire like section of the lake that's just like lettuce and tomato that's fallen out of sandwiches. And she's gotten very good at like using her claws to go, yep, to just grab the bits that she actually wants to eat. And so by the end of the couple of weeks, it's just bread washing up on the shore because she hasn't eaten the bread. Oh god, I imagine that would be bloody hilarious too. I mean, she'll eat most of it. She's gonna be hibernating for like a decade. She's gonna eat the food. Like a 4-year-old picking her food apart. She's not picking it apart. The wave did that for her. The waters already did that. Yes, she's the one making the water like really wavy, but she did not physically pick it apart. It was picked apart for her. It's like you're a 4-year-old and your mom has handed you a deconstructed sandwich. And then you just pick the bits you want out of that deconstructed sandwich. You know? It's fine. So, meats, baked goods, sandwiches, and salad. That was way too hipster. Yeah, a little bit. Deconstructed is a very it's a great word for describing that kind of stuff. It does sound very hipster. And salad. She's not picky. She'll eat whatever. The reason for offering all this food to her is to keep her happy. The happier Nurse Study is, the less likely she is in the eyes of the people to wreak vengeance. Vengeance upon the lakeside. Similarly, if she likes your offering, she protects you from afar for the next decade. Oh, so she grants you a blessing. She grants you her blessing, protecting you for the next decade. Food. I always do offerings. These food and goods. Yeah. Preview. Bangarang. Yeah! That is an article, baby! That is... well, I don't know how many words it is. I'll find out. At some point. It'll appear. Which is... now 500. What we're going to do, before we submit that, is we're going to spell check it. Because I can't spell. I also don't know if my grammar is good, but I'm very lazy and will not find out. So, flag all my words. Flag them. You know they're wrong. It flagged it once. The hell is it Zadachori? What does that mean? German? German? What does it mean? Okay, so apparently I spelled every word correctly. That's good. I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad words is spelled correctly. Draft. Oh, now I have to refresh again because it won't acknowledge that it's existing now. Here we go. This is a food-focused event. Oh, I didn't put in an excerpt. Oh boy, I forgot the excerpt. Oh no. So, a fast and celebration in honor of... God damn it. Stop losing the copy-paste. Patron dragon of Lake Delish. Oh, flag it now. Ugh. Disgusting. Hold on a minute. Hold on. What's this? When did this happen? When did I get SEO info? Whoa. Whoa. Yo. I changed bits in there too. Oh, that's cool. That's neat. I like options that are made clearer to me in spots. That's 542. So now, I need to put Festival of Dinner. I can copy the tree out. That's 542. That is a complete the article. Now quickly, before stream ends, I do have like 15 minutes, but before the stream ends, I'm going to pop it in other places. Because now I can link it in spots, which is neat. But first it needs to go in the overall bit. Because I have a collection article of all of my summer camp articles, and I gotta put it in there. So artist block, article block, saved, and then flood. I think, because I was gonna put it in flood. I was gonna put it in the decennial bit. Maybe I wasn't. I don't actually remember if I was going to put it in a spot. That's fine. That's fine. That wasn't the button. Okay. So, we have about 15 minutes to, before, I believe, we're rating, Bob, my first subscriber. Thank you very much. So I guess, what to do for 15 minutes, because the article is done. And we have exhausted sandwich discussion. And so now it is a matter of what to do for 15 minutes. Aside from me very, very hastily trying to not lose my my Duolingo streak in the background. So, I guess if anyone has an article to share, I might have to limit it to just one, because we don't really have a lot of time. But if anyone has a summer camp article that they would like to share, feel free to pop that in chat and we'll give it a quick once over. Ton. And we'll see what happens. Sorry, there is literally Duolingo happening in the background because I forgot to do it. I'm like, oh no, my streak. I don't know what the answer to that is. Damn it.
Istalum tagish. Istalum tagish.
Never run out of sandwich talk. I don't have any more information about sandwiches. Unless we start getting into like the real weird shit where we're like, yes, you know, here it is. Is a jelly-filled donut a sandwich? Because donut is close to bread. Like the bread and cake, it's a very similar type of food, right? And so if you can put jam in your sandwich, like put jam on bread and that's a sandwich. If you put jam in donut, is jam donut sandwich? This is the discourse. Because the consuming experience is different. I mean, yes. So then what defines a sandwich is the consuming experience. That's the main definer. Is that if it, when in doubt, how do you eat it? Rather than the ingredients that are contained within. Because I feel like within the sandwich category, because the sandwich is a category. Like the basic sandwich is 2 pieces of bread, popped down. And then the sandwich category also includes like a bun, like a hamburger bun, and I guess like a Subway sub, like the footlong, which is I guess a different kind of bun. So there's 3 different ways to arrange the bread, which can broadly be called a sandwich. You don't. I mean, you could, but yeah, you don't have to sandwich. You're correct. So it is a matter of the ingredient, structure, and experience. And so we do not include any other bits. So because Day, you weren't here for the bit where I was trying to argue for hot dog as sandwich. Is the hot dog and bread a sandwich? Like the Bunnings snag. My sausage sizzle snag. Is that a sandwich to you, in your opinion? Because that, I feel like you could work around it. And when I say sausage and bread, I literally mean piece of bread folded, sausage in it. Not like a bun with a hot dog in it, because that's different. Okay, so close, but the difference is fair enough. Okay, so in your opinion, hot dog and bread, not. Does that definition change for you if it's a hot dog in a bun rather than in a slice of bread? Very, very close to. Okay, so sausage and bread is sandwich. Sausage and bun is different. They're all, hot dogs enter a weird zone where it's not totally clear what they are. I guess hot dog, because hot dogs are weird, aren't they? Like, the specific definition of a hot dog is like, they get weird, don't they? Like, they have a weird hot dog bun. God, those are weird. I mean sausage and bread. I don't mean a hot dog in this weird hot dog, like, curved bun. Hot dog buns are weird. I don't get them. So that's an experience of consuming. Okay. So I guess in terms of consumer experience, I find a sausage and bread to be a very different experience to a sandwich, just because I don't usually have meat in my sandwich. So I kind of compartmentalize them differently, but I also will absolutely include them. I'm willing to include a sausage and bread as a sandwich. Similar with a sausage in a hot dog and then like a burger bun. A sausage in like a Subway bun, like the long, like foot-long Subway bun. I'm not sure. I feel like you could. Corn dog. Right. I'm thinking of a corn dog when I said hot dog earlier. Like when I was like, is hot dog the word I'm looking for? Because like I use hot dog interchangeably with sausage. Those are the same thing to me. So is like mini Frankfurt. They're all hot dog sausages. But corn dog is not sandwich. They don't really look like sandwich to me. They're confusing. I don't understand how that works. Duolingo just told me that I can't spell whiskey with an E. I don't know how to feel about that. So, I have it in a different window because I thought maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I will just move it. Hi. Welcome to Gaelic. Welcome to Scots Gaelic. Welcome to me being really bad at Scots Gaelic because I have 8 minutes to not lose my streak. I don't remember what brochen means.
Brochen.
Okay, it's fucking porridge. Ugh. God. I think that's, I don't actually remember what this looks like. Okay, so you stole all your insights. How could you do this? I like porridge. I think it's a lot. Okay, cool. I got it. I fucked this one up earlier. So you have a video you're using for your sandwich insights. You cheater. I am coming from the depths of my soul. Hot dog. Lay the meat-like tube in a bun or on bread. Yeah, so a sausage and bread is a hot dog. It's all hot dogs. Sometimes you don't put sausage and bread, it's still a hot dog. But then again, no, that's a mini Frankfurt, that's different. I believe this is Hatolimso. I can't pronounce any of these words, don't worry about it. Technically it's about the genre of the... Right, okay, yeah, because adventure games have to be very specific about stuff.
Istolum tagish.
Istolum tagish. Neat. I don't like haggis. Istolum... Hatolim tagish. Just in principle. Anyway, that's my Duolingo streak saved. We're all good now. We return to sandwich talk for 5 minutes. Corn dog. Dip the meat like tube... Okay, no, okay, so... Deep frying a sandwich no longer makes it a sandwich. Like, I'm happy to include a hot dog as a sandwich. If you then do more stuff to that sandwich, it gets weird. Then again, having just said that, a grilled sandwich is still a sandwich. Therefore, deep frying a sandwich, in theory, counts as a sandwich. Therefore, corn dog is sandwich. Well, I chose Scots Gaelic because my family is Scottish, and when I say my family, I mean my great-grandfather emigrated from Scotland, and I thought it would be neat. In hindsight, maybe I should have picked a language that I'll actually get use out of, like, I don't know, French or maybe German, or I could go back and try and relearn Japanese. Well, I guess French would be relearning too. German could have been fun. I might still change language at some point, but I thought learning some Scots Gaelic would be neat. Just because that's the only, like, well, I was gonna say non-white. It is very white. It's the only heritage that I have a concrete like knowledge of. Like I know that I'm English and Irish and Scottish, but I know exactly where the Scottish came from. So I'm like, ah yes, it's right there. I figured it out. Toasted sandwich, yep. So you can do stuff to the sandwich, so therefore that works. Ice cream sandwich. Yes. Yeah, okay. Yeah. And then 2 pizza slices with pizza sandwich, right? Yeah, okay. In the case of the pizza sandwich, the bread in the sandwich is the crust, which then means that pastry counts as a sandwich ingredient, like as a component of the sandwich. Which is important because I did argue this earlier that you could possibly make the case for like a meat pie or a sausage roll counting as a sandwich. Because if pastry and bread exist in a very similar like category of food, just like how I was making the argument for donut dough, like dough in general. You got pastry dough, you got bread dough, you got, I don't know what donut dough is, but donut dough is something. Cake dough. Dough. You can do many things to the dough to make bread or pastry or like cake. Therefore, you can do a lot with it. If it's surrounded by cooked dough or like, you know, prepared dough, it counts as a sandwich. I have had a truly glorious Greece experience until I've had a deep fried grilled cheese sandwich. That sounds disgusting. But I am a very picky eater. But it does sound a little bit like, wow, you do that? Cutting the crust of bread. I love the crust of bread. I love crust. Though crust is always, if there is a part of the bread that's gonna go bad, it's gonna be the crust. Basically, like if you end up with like a really moldy, like soggy corner of your bread sometimes, the crust's gotta go. You gotta rip that corner off. You get rid of it. If that crust is soggy, the bread is gone. You chuck the bread. No soggy bread allowed in my house. I forbid it. Like, I think we got some free bread from a neighbor really, really randomly. And I think at some point, like towards the end, I pulled out some bread and went, this bread is soggy. It's been in the freezer. Why is it soggy? The bread should not be soggy. And so then I did make toast out of it, and it still didn't taste great. And so I went, hey mom, the bread's soggy. And she's like, you can throw it out. I'm like, okay. It was free bread. It's okay. Right, well, yeah, that was the discussion that, like, from my understanding, European bread is a bit sturdier of a bread. In my defense, I basically only eat white bread. It's not from the frost to frost cycle. It's not. It's straight up not. There is a different character to it. It was soggy bread because it had gone funky. Something weird had happened to it. Because normally, it's not soggy. Normally, when I pull the bread out of the thing, like directly out of the freezer, it's solid. Like it's rock solid. I can chunk it together. It is not soggy. It is just covered in ice crystals, and you just bang it out over the stick and put it in the toaster, and it's fine. And then you can and even if you take 2 of them out and like put them in a plastic bag to defrost overnight, they don't go soggy. This came out soggy, and so the only way that it was frost to frost cycle, it would be because like the freezer turned off or something, and like it had straight up like started like full defrosting in there. It was just bad bread. The bread went bad. The bread went bad and it went weird. Had a weird kind of like soggy texture on the corner, and I went, a bad sign. I don't know, I like bread. I'm protective of my bread. I promise that my judgment is not bad and that my bread is usually not soggy. My bread is usually fine. Yeah. If you see the mold on the bread, you chuck it. You chuck it. No mold on bread. Disgusting. That's bread. Okay. Right, okay. Yeah. You've got like the fancy little like bread cakes. We do the long bread loaves. Loaf bread. No, you fools. Give me... Actually, no, yeah. This is more the vibe of most of the bread that we have. Though admittedly, we usually buy ours pre-cut. Except for the ones that we got for free from that neighbor who gave us like the full loaves you have to cut yourself. Usually we buy ours pre-cut at the supermarket. And that might be part of the problem. That could be the problem. But usually it's not soggy. It's usually not soggy. White bread is very light bread though. So like I'm thinking like Wonder White bread. White bread is very light bread. It is good for toast bread. It is good toast bread. Which makes sense, because I mostly only consume bread as toast these days. So, you know, toast bread. Toast bread is fine. Here's the bread we took to... Yes, show me the Berlin bread. Show me the oh, wow. That looks like a... God. For a brief, beautiful moment, I went, wow, that's just like fudge brownie. It has the character of brownie, but it's obviously not a brownie. It is bread because it's got the grains in it. You can kind of see. It's a very dark bread. It looks quite nice though. It'd be nice to try. I need to try more bread. I need to expand my palette of bread because I mostly only eat white bread and I eat it's wholemeal without seeds. Don't like seeds. Not a fan of seeds. Now, having yatted on about about the many things, it is now midnight, which means that it's raid time. So what we need to do is we need to basically carry the sandwich talk into Bob's stream. That's basically how that works. We need to carry the sandwich talk onwards. So I'm gonna hit that. Oh, I need to remember the button. It's raid. Here we go. RPG. No sword. Boop. Boop. And done it. Okay. So it is now midnight. The stream is over. Thank you all very much for coming and talking about bread. Bread can be our raid call if you want. Just start yelling, bread! Bread! And we're gonna raid RPG Dinosaur Bob and we're gonna raid him for his sandwiches. We will take our sandwiches from him. He's stolen them. We must get them back. Raise your swords, your hammers. Demand the bread be returned to us, our rightful bread. It's probably not even doing the food prompt, so this will just be kind of silly. Thank you all very much for coming. Thank you to Bob for the subscription. Bob is not here because Bob is streaming. Raise la baguette. I don't know the word for raise. I should be doing Duolingo France, man. I should be relearning my French. You know, vive la baguette. Oh, it's le. It's not la baguette, it's le baguette. Vive la baguette. Because, no, actually no, is baguette. No, baguette's a woman, it's la, isn't it? Don't let me get distracted by French. I can't handle it. Thank you all for coming. I will see you all around. Thank you. You raid.